Hi everyone, it's Saturday. That means I get to do laundry. What are you doing? Well, I'm just kind of sitting here with my Boosie, my furry little Boosie. See my Boosie's tail? Boosie boo. And my little Boosie's loving on his mama. There's my Boosie. Oh, little Boosie. Yes, we hang. My buddy right there. So, I don't know how many of you heard, but the world is reeling. Oh my god, there's major shit going down in Indian country, my friends. So, Trudeau, that young, fast talking, slick moving son of Pierre Trudeau, has sold us down the river. Um, we were so afraid of Harper that we allowed the Liberals to dress up in sheep's clothing, and now the wolves have been set upon us. And the world is reeling. Yes, the LNG has happened. Oh, deal with it, right? Like you didn't know. Okay, so first of all, in order for the reconciliation of any type, there has to have been some type of a historical relationship. So that would be like me going up to a stranger and going, oh, we need to make things better, right? And that doesn't make any sense because that stranger and I have never met. However, if it had been my horrible landlord that I had and we have a business relationship and that falls apart, guess what? That's the opportunity to reconcile. So, we've got a few things twisted here. And a lot of our First Nations leaders are obviously kind of touched because they didn't see this coming. So we need better people looking out for us rather than, the famous five, NWAC and the national, AFN, MOU, IOU, all those people, that supposedly have these relationships built with the premiers and in all provinces have no recourse whatsoever now for what's happened. And on top of that, that's not even the good part. Guess what? They cut 70% of all Aboriginal. Now not all, because there's only a few Aboriginal organizations that are actually doing anything in the community. Everybody else has just made a job for themselves. So now everybody's freaking out because, oh, my job is at stake. Well, guess what? You're going to be fucking fine. You're a professional. Deal with it. The contractor who's HIV positive, that's a whole other story. What are they going to do? You know? So I don't really think that the 70% cut is really that bad, because it means people are going to have to fucking work harder. And guess what? You're going to have to use that little charitable tax number that we've been asking you to use to get off the government tit. And sorry, but that's just the fucking facts. I'm a member of 8 service organizations that are white, and I'm a member of 8 service organizations that are Aboriginal. And they're both run the same. They all have charitable tax numbers, unless you've gone and screwed yours up, like Vipwa did 10 years, 8 years ago. And Red Road did at one point. You really have to. Why would you trust the government? Wasn't that the first thing you were taught when you were growing up, was not to trust the government? Oh my God. Who raised you, wolves? The wolves have a better relationship with the government. Oh my God. At least I was taught that at 3 years old, my life as an Aboriginal person was pretty fucking indisposable. Like, snuff you off the edge of the world. However, you know, a lot of people have had a long time to come to this reality that we're in pretty poor shape, and money isn't the answer. You know, the answer lies with the community. The answer lies with the on reserve communities who get like little to zero funding per capita per year per Aboriginal people. If you want to talk about disparity, then go on a fucking reserve and see what it's like for them to do their Aboriginal AIDS organizing anything, because it's based on the amount of people that are on that reserve. Now, because everybody's been out there floating around with 5 and 6 digit salaries, that's the last fucking thing on their mind when they need to be thinking about this, because now guess what? Your 5 and 6 figure salary is now at risk. Not my fault. I didn't do it. I'm just a lowly member. And what do I count anyways, really, in the bigger picture of things? Oh, I'm privy to a little bit of gossip here and there and the back details. I don't really fucking want to know unless you're actually ready to get out there and start like shutting bridges down and standing up for your people. Then get off the pot and quit bitching. Because a lot of us are sick and tired of people who are just there for the paycheck. And honestly, 70% you're going to see who's going to be left behind holding the bag. And it's people like Barry Mason. Do you remember Barry Mason from Healing Our Spirit? He was the last staff person. He allowed that organization to ruin his credit because he was the only staff person there who felt responsible, who felt accountable, and was doing his job. But he would literally go months without pay. So, what does that do? What does that say? That says that that person who is HIV positive, that is there because they believe it's the right thing to do, has no power, has no voice. Guess what? That's me and that's you. And the ones who do have the privy to the backyard information, well, start sharing it. Start putting it out there. Start being leaders and fucking pick up the sticks, pick up your bundles, pick up your ass and get out there and do something for us. Because all I'm hearing about is this person's now the co-chair of this and this person's the co-chair of that. Guess what? You don't even think about me when you're sitting in that fucking room. You're not sitting in those fucking rooms. You don't think about me when you're talking to Minister Philpott. Oh, but guess what? You'll sit there and talk and have my daughter come pranced in like a little token Indian to show her off to Minister Philpott. No, I'm sorry. She has to have her voice heard. But guess what? So do I. And I'm tired of our own people selling us out, to be really fucking honest. It's worse than white people doing it to us. So 70% is pretty good. It sounds about right. Because that means 70% of people who aren't doing their fucking job properly are going to be gone, out of the way. Which means, guess what? That leaves 30% of us who are actually doing something left. Ha ha ha!